Adriatica, Ad for short. She called me every day in the beginning, telling me about Al's progress, gradually waking up, acquiring access to the memory chip's advantage, and she's recording everything he he's saying. From the early days in the steam room, the stories we exchanged, and then she wants me to also talk to her about my recollection, and then she can match up the two recollections and see if they are getting an accurate restoration of his memory. Um, yeah, I asked her about her heritage, her long dark hair, and she said her mother was from Kyrgyzstan and went to Cambridge University, where she met a tall Norwegian guy with intensely violet eyes, so that's where she got her eyes. And then she said her education growing up in England, she went to Cambridge for her undergraduate degree in psychology, and then from there she went to get her doctorate at Zurich in neuropsychology, and that's how she ended up with the firm she's with, doing the research to address memory loss problems, brain injury problems, particularly focused on Alzheimer's. Um, and she's in her late 40s, early 50s. Doesn't look it at all. And I told her about the fire at Al's house, and she said they knew all about it. That they monitor the communities that their candidates, their clinical trial candidates come from, to see, how the families are dealing with the absence, which she expects can last several months, if not a year. And she actually, I mean, she said that their people had been monitoring the police scanners and the fire department calls, and they knew about it, but she was waiting until an appropriate time to share it with Al, and they have grief counselors available to help Al deal with this news and make the and a transition. Uh, and she spoke of later on that they had another facility, a recovery facility in San Diego, and as soon as Al's ready, up and around, that they're going to move. She'll move down there with him in the apartment to continue working with his recovery and seeing to what extent going back in there neurologically, attaching to the nanobots, which is a new technique, and then if you make the filament a connection to the microprocessor, the chip, and then it in turn attaches to the nanobots that are distributed throughout his brain. You can programmatically sequence and address all areas of the brain, making a stimulus. It works in a way where their microprocessor can be very sensitive and pick up the weak neurological signals that are still there in the brain but become so, like they say, clogged by the Alzheimer's. So they can take these signals, bring them back to the microprocessor, boost them, and then send them back up to the appropriate areas of the brain. That's the idea of it. Thanks for, yeah. If you have thoughts about, if you have thoughts, share them. I'd like to get some feedback on what you think is happening. Thanks a lot. I'll keep you posted tomorrow. Bye-bye.